All right. Good morning. My name's Tony, and I'm the lead pastor here at Gateway. It's good to be back with you this week. Got the crud last week and kind of hanging on. I talked to my doctor this week, and he said, yep, it's hanging on for about 2 months. And so if I see there's a lot of faces missing today, so reach out, see how people are doing. I know it's going around. People are getting it. So maybe you've had it, and you gave it to me. Let's talk afterwards. So we're starting this brand new series that I'm actually thrilled about. It's called Vibing Through the Mid. It says finding the glow up in the grind. Now, if you are not a Gen Zer, I just spoke a foreign language to you. Gen Z's people tend to know what this means. Vibing, didn't know what that meant, but I do now. Glow up, I didn't know what that meant, but I do now. What's that? FR. I keep seeing this FR out there, and I was like, what in the world does FR mean? And I found out it means for real. What is is there an AF or AR? There isn't one?
No, there is. You don't say it in church.
I don't?
Don't say it in church.
Okay, where's my staff? You all didn't warn me about some of this stuff, all right? But we're going to have fun with this series. So this series, we thought, hey, let's do one in the Gen Z lingo language. And but for all of us older folk, this is a series on wisdom out of the book of Ecclesiastes. Everybody just went, okay, I know where we're going now. I know what we're doing. But I get to do the first one. So Easter, I shared a very personal story with you about 25 years ago when I left ministry for a 10-year period. Today, I want to kind of share a little bit more of that story about what I did in that 10 years when I did that. So I left ministry 25 years ago, and I'll be honest with you, I was lost. I had studied religion. I had started out that way. That was my whole path, my whole life. I was vibing toward the ministry. Does that make sense? Did I say that right, kids? No. It's like talking to in a foreign language. But I was moving toward the ministry, and I got out. And I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what I was going to do. No clue. My wife had gotten a job at Decatur Memorial Hospital. She's a nuclear medicine tech. And we moved into my parents' basement almost in my 30s. Our first baby, Madison, was 3 months old, and this is all we had. And so we moved into my parents' basement, and started looking for work, started doing some things. So I was a stay-at-home dad for about 6 months. I had no idea what I was going to do. It was 1999, and the internet boom was happening. Now, I had always been kind of drawn to technology. I enjoyed technology and those types of things. So I signed up at a local junior college there in Decatur, Illinois, and I began a certification program to get into computer systems and networking. Actually, I was doing certification in Cisco networking. I finished that program, excited to do that, thought I was going to go that way. Well, a job opened up at Archer Daniels Midland Company, which is in Decatur, Illinois. Archer Daniels, or maybe you've heard it, ADM is what they call it. One of the largest food-producing companies in the world. They were worldwide. They had 30,000 employees, $50 billion. This was in 1999 that they did. It was a huge company. And I got a job at the help desk. And know some of you all who know me very well probably thought, well, that probably didn't go over very well. I was kind for a while, but I did that for a couple of years. But I'll be honest with you, it is not what I really had my heart and mind set on. It was a stepping stone for me. I really wanted to get into the company, get into the computer department, and I wanted to do web development and software development. And they had a massive programming employee list. I mean, I sat on a floor when I eventually I sat on a floor of like 200 people that did nothing but just like mainframe programming. And ADM at the time, remember, is in 1999, this is about 2000 now, 2001. we were moving from old, antiquated, big, giant mainframe systems for our elevators all over the world and our markets and all of that. I mean, ADM was on the market, tied into the stock market, commodities market, all of that stuff. We were moving all of that data from the mainframe over to web interfaces. And so when I was there, I had this real dream, and I was passionate about this. You can ask my wife, I would stay up late at night reading, practicing. I taught myself programming. I taught myself web development. I was passionate about it. It's something because I saw something there that I thought was the ticket. It was going to help us and my family to do that. And so I got this job working at ADM in the help desk, but then came open to me through the ADM. They had a 1-year apprenticeship in the programming department where they would sit you down and you would have, with about 3 or 4 other people, they hire you and pay you to go through this program where they taught you everything you needed to know about ADM and programming. I applied, I got the job, and I started. I was pumped. I was excited. I remember thinking this. If I can only get this job, I'll be happy. I wasn't very happy at the time. I was going through the split from ministry. I was going through, I loved being home with my daughter, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a stay-home dad. It's just not something that, I was just going nuts. I probably should have been okay with that. Now, at my age, now that I have a grandson, I look back, I think, I'll quit everything and just stay home with him for a while, right? I mean, it's amazing how your perspective changes as you get older. But it just wasn't doing well. I remember thinking, if I can just get this job, if I can just get accepted into this program, and I can make it through there and succeed, then I will be complete. I will feel happy and complete. I'll be able to provide for my family the way that I want. And I got the job. And after the training, I was actually hired into the premier EADM team. There was about 6 of us developers, and our entire thing was to travel around and do projects where we would go to elevators, and we would move all this data from mainframe data onto web interfaces, where ADM could do their business through the web. And the truth is, for a moment, it was awesome. I got to travel. I got to hang out with some really cool people. I got to learn a ton. It was awesome. The pay wasn't super great starting, but it was better, much better than anything I'd ever done before. And I just felt awesome. I felt the vibe, if you will. I chased a vibe, and I caught it. I got it. But then it faded. The excitement wore off. The hours got long. The days got hard. People on my team quit. It was me and a few others. The excitement wore off, and then I remember sitting at my desk thinking to myself, after all of this chasing, what's next for me? 4 years later, I'm still in the same job. I'm unhappy. I hated getting up every day and going to work. I hated doing my job. It's not what I wanted to do anymore. You see, chasing the vibe of a new job is not an isolated thing for me. It's not like the job is the only thing that I've ever chased. I have felt in my life, areas of my life, like that purchase, right? If I can just make that get that shiny new thing, that shiny new car, or that shiny new house, and if I can just get that shiny new whatever, then it'll make me happy. Then I'll be successful, or then I'll feel complete because this is what I really want, and if I can get it, it's going to make everything better. Or maybe it was that vacation. I can remember sitting and thinking to myself, if I can just get through to my vacation, if I can just get through to that week or those 2 weeks, then I'll be happy. I'll be content. Or some personal goal that I set in my life. You see, full self-disclosure, it is very easy for me to fall into the trap of always needing the next thing to satisfy. Guilty. It's hard for me to just sit in moments and just enjoy what I have because I'm always thinking about what's next. And this is what I mean when I say, I personally have chased the vibe. It's an endless pursuit. We all live in a culture, listen to me, we all live in this culture of chasing vibes. We're told from the time we're little to the time we die that there is no limit for you. There is no ceiling. There's no limits to what you can have or what you can experience. The American dream is something that if you just go for it, you'll be happy. We even have it in our statement. We all have the right to be happy, right? The pursuit, chasing, what? Of happiness. And yet, we are conditioned to be unsatisfied. The world's the limit for you. You have the right to pursue happiness, whatever that is for you. Go chase it. But then, all of the systems and all of the culture and all of the marketing and it's all geared against us to keep us unsatisfied. If you're happy and content, you'll never buy that shiny new thing. If you're happy and content, you'll never chase that whatever they're trying to sell you. We chase the temporary highs. We go after these new experiences, the upgrades, if you will. And the advertisers, they sell it. I actually heard a car commercial say one time, at the very end it says, "This car will change your life." Yeah, it'll make you more broke than you are. But do you hear that? Well, what's wrong with your life? That you need a new car that'll fix it. Social media flaunts it. Every ding. What's next around that corner? We're constantly searching for the next vibe, chasing it down. Everyone's looking for the next feel-good moment. But no matter how much we chase the vibe, listen to me, the feelings, they never last. They never do. How about that new car smell when you got that brand new car? If you've ever had a brand new car. Remember that new car smell? Ain't there anymore, is it? And trust me, there is no new car smell air freshener that brings it back. How about that relationship that was on that honeymoon phase and you're thinking, this is the best thing in the world, man. I'm flying high. If I can just have this person in my life, or if I can just date this person or marry this person. How's that one going for you? If I can just they're going to change my life and everything's going to be great. And then the honeymoon's over. We have it as pastors. When a pastor comes in, they say, you got about a 1-year honeymoon. Everybody will say yes, and everybody will follow. But after that, something's weird about after that first year, they get to know you a little bit, and boy, it wears off fast. I always smile when a young pastor's like, oh man, things are going so good. I'm like, honeymoon. Success starts to feel normal. And guess what? Then we start looking for more. Let me ask you a question this morning, and it's this. Why do we keep chasing things that we know won't last? Why? I mean, what is it in us that just keeps chasing these vibes? And if we're really wise and we really understand, we ought to know this thing is not forever, but we treat it like it is. Why does satisfaction always seem to just be out of reach? And here's the amazing thing about this. You don't have to be a believer. You don't have to be a churchgoer or a Jesus follower. You don't even have to believe in God for this to be true of church people and unchurched people. We all feel this tension. It's universal. It's universal. Solomon got it. Solomon chased every vibe, and he came up empty. King Solomon, he was not just a king, but he was the guy who could say yes to every desire he had. Everything the world could possibly offer him, he got it. He experienced it. He embraced it. He is the son of King David. But yet King Solomon is known as one of the wisest kings ever. He's also known to be one of the wealthiest men to have ever lived. King Solomon, it wasn't King David who built the first temple in Jerusalem. It was his son, King Solomon. He was the builder. He was the successful person who was able to get that project done. King Solomon is our case study for what we try to do, but on a smaller scale for us. You see, he chased every vibe, every pleasure, every distraction, every success, every satisfaction. He too helped to try to fill that void. He hoped that he could fill that void that was in his life. You say, void. How can the wealthiest known man alive, how can the guy that has everything, how can the guy that experiences everything, a king of one of the greatest nations on earth, a superpower, how can he be empty and feel like life is meaningless? But he did. He's our case study because he didn't just dabble in these pursuits that you and I dabble in. He was all in after them. He laid his life down for them and said, maybe this will help me. He was all in. You might even say he was the ultimate vibe chaser. Why? Because he was unsatisfied even when he had it all. So I thought I would set this up today by reading the first chapter of Ecclesiastes to you from the Gen Z Bible. Are we ready? I'm still not ready, and I've read it like 4 times. Ecclesiastes chapter 1. This is background for you why Solomon went after what he did. Yo! This is the vibe from the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem. Big mood. Everything's low-key, pointless, said the teacher. Like literally, everything's just vibes and nothingness. What's the point of hustling so hard? Like FR. For real, you're learning. Awesome. What do people gain from all the grind under the sun? Generations pull up and then peace out. But Earth just keeps chilling. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, and then it's like, bet. Let's do that again tomorrow. The wind's got no chill, keeps spinning in circles, always moving, never arriving. All the rivers flow into the ocean, but it never overflows. Water just keeps cycling back like it's on repeat. Do you guys really think like this? Well, maybe a few of them do. Some of them may be past this generation. I don't know. What's been done, gonna get done again. No new trends under the sun, just remixes. You think, whoa, this is new, but nah, it's already been a thing, just not in our feed. Old gens, no one remembers. Hey. And spoiler, future gens won't remember us either. I, the teacher, was king of the vibes in Jerusalem. I went from full deep dive to understand all the stuff people be doing on earth. Turns out chasing knowledge is just another wild goose chase God gave us. I've peeped all the stuff that goes down under the sun, and it's giving major. This is pointless. Energy, chasing the wind. Crooked things can't be made straight, and missing vibes can't be counted. I said to myself, look, I've leveled up in the wisdom more than anyone before me in Jerusalem. I caught all the brains and big thoughts. I think he's saying he's the wisest man. So I tried to get the T on wisdom, madness, and clout, and it hit me. It's all just chasing vibes. More wisdom equals more stress. The smarter you get, the more you feel everything. And this is where Solomon is at. He has come to this point in his life where he has tried everything, but now he's ready to try some more, if you will. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1. Solomon's chasing the vibe. I said to myself, come on, let's try pleasure. Let's look for the good things in life, but I found that this too was meaningless. Gen Z Bible. Yo, let's vibe with this life and chase the fun, see what hits. Wow. I can't wait till Pastor Brett does these. Solomon is seeing that everything in his life is meaningless. And he said, surely there's something that will bring meaning to my life. Maybe pleasure and escapism. Remember, in all of this, he's looking for happiness. He's looking for satisfaction. He's looking for meaning in his life. He dives into laughter, comedy, partying, temporary thrills. Solomon goes straight to the momentary highs. He goes to hedonism. You know, Epicurus taught that one should avoid pain at all measures and pursue pleasure because it's pleasure that will bring you happiness. And this still runs in our philosophy today. The Netflix binges, the weekend blowouts, the digital dopamines, they call them. We're constantly looking for momentary highs to find something that might bring some joy or happiness or purpose to our day. We use the constant noise around us to drown out the silence in our souls. Remember, Solomon is looking for meaning, chasing a vibe that maybe pleasure might give him or escapism might give him. But he finally comes to the conclusion it doesn't. Verse 3, after much thought, I decided to cheer myself with wine. And while still seeking wisdom, I clutched at foolishness in this way. I tried to experience the only happiness most people find during their brief life in this world. Gen Z Bible. I low-key tried vibing the wine to see if that would fix the existential dread. But I kept my brain on so I wouldn't wild out. I wanted to test what's the move for us humans under the sun, like what's really worth doing while we're here on this temporary ride. So Solomon tries substances. He tries numbing the pain. Maybe if I numb these feelings, I'll find what I'm looking for. He's not speaking about the casual enjoyment of wine, but he is experimenting with indulgence. He uses it to numb his reality. And maybe if the numb reality of what we could artificially create might be happiness for him. We do this all the time in our culture, not just with alcohol or substances. We overeat, We overexercise, we doom scroll, we shop, we gamble, we busy our lives. Why? Because we are numbing these feelings of meaninglessness, trying to find some purpose, and we're looking for purpose and meaning in things that don't last. And so we do more of them. Verse 4, I also tried to find meaning by building huge homes and for myself and by planting beautiful vineyards. Gen Z, I went full influencer mode. Building mega cribs. Somebody help me. Copped hella houses just for the vibes. Don't even know what that means. But it's for you kids. Solomon looked to create a world where he could be productive. Maybe if I'm productive, maybe if I achieve great things, that there I'll find my happiness. He builds mansions, he builds gardens, systems. We have our hustle culture too. Build a brand, scale a business, get that perfect house, that perfect vacation. We reach for and to achieve and to be successful. Solomon thinks maybe this is the vibe to chase. Maybe it will satisfy my heart. Verse 8, I collected great sums of silver and gold, the treasure of many kings and provinces. I hired wonderful singers, both men and women. Gen Z, I stacked silver and gold like a pro, even collecting rare treasures from all over, had musicians on speed dial. He turned to what all of us think might make us happy. Isn't it striking in that video before how many people said it would be the one thing they would wish for was money, wealth, possessions, entertainment, the grind for financial independence, a life measured by what we have in our accounts, not what we have in our hearts. Verse 8, the second part of verse 8. And I had many beautiful concubines. I had everything a man could desire. I was curious what the Gen Z Bible would do with this one. And threw in some vibes for every aesthetic. Basically, if it was a flex, somebody help me out with that one.
Like you're bragging. Flex, you're bragging.
Flex is like
You're bragging.
got it. Don't just say bragging. Okay. I like flex though, that's good. Except at our age, if we flex, we hurt. We'll pull a hammy. You got a word for that? Uber. A boober? A boomer? That's awful generalization. You just took everything that's bad and just put the label that most of us are. Okay, all right, that's fun. So Solomon is vibes every physical pleasure, even sexual experience, and still, after having everything, he is incomplete, unsatisfied. He wanted to know if these things were the things that would fill his life. Our culture has perfected the hedonistic culture, the Epicurus philosophy of life. We are the hookup culture, the pornographic generation. We use romance to escape happiness. Our unhappiness, Thinking the one-night stand might be it. Really? Here's the bottom line. We are trying to find wholeness through intimacy, and that's backwards. That's backwards. You find intimacy through wholeness, not the other way around. And what was the result? After all that he did, what was the result? Verse 11. But as I looked at everything I had worked so hard to accomplish, it was all so meaningless. Like chasing the wind. Can you imagine trying to chase the wind and grab a hold of it? There was nothing really worthwhile anywhere. And a Gen Zer might say this. So I sat back and I peeped everything I had grinded for all the late nights. The hustle, the big moves, and honestly, it felt empty. All that effort was giving what was the point vibes. No real gain, just chasing smoke. FR, for real. Solomon had the ultimate life on paper. And yet he said, my life is like grabbing for the wind. I cannot seem to grab hold of the things that make a difference. His soul was empty. Perhaps this is what Jesus meant when he said this to us. What does it gain a person if they get the whole world and yet lose their soul? You see, some people think that that's an eschatological, what I mean by that, it's an end time reference. Like what Jesus is talking about, what good is it if you gain the whole world and you go to hell? That's not what Jesus said. It's not an end time statement. He's talking about now. You can gain the whole world now and lose your soul while you're walking around breathing and trying to live. Nothing he achieved, possessed gave him this sense of satisfaction in his life. His life was still meaningless, even though he possessed all that the world and life could give him. So what's the bigger message for us today? It's this, that pleasure, success, worldly enjoyment, and this might surprise you for me to say this to you, these are not the problems. For so long, the church has preached that this is your problem. Avoid pleasure, avoid success, avoid worldly enjoyment. That's not the problem. Those things aren't all bad. It's when they become our purpose, they become bad. It's when we think that somehow these things are going to satisfy something deep in my heart. That this is all that life is about. Pleasure, success, stuff. Listen, God isn't against pleasure and enjoyment. He created these things. God isn't against them. But when we make them the point of life, they leave us empty, unsatisfied, and unhappy. And God is more concerned about that than anything else for you in your life. He does not want you to have a life that is empty and unsatisfied in your heart. They will always, listen, these things will always collapse under the weight of your soul's deepest need. Your soul's deepest need cannot be held up by these things. And you wonder why so many people are broken and hurting. Because they're looking for happiness in all the wrong places. Pleasure is a gift. It's not a guide. Success is a blessing, but it's not a savior. Possessions are tools, but they are not your purpose. This is the bottom line. The vibe fades, but for real, God stays. For real, God stays. Experiencing pleasure, it's okay and good. Having success, it's okay, it's good. Having possessions, it's okay, it's good. But knowing God deeply, that satisfies your soul. I'm reminded of Jesus sitting at the well with the woman who had done everything in life and her life was wrecked by just things that didn't satisfy. And Jesus said, if you knew who you were talking to, you would know that I could give you something that would really satisfy your life, your heart. God gives us meaning, not success. God gives us meaning, not pleasure. God gives us meaning, not possessions. Can you imagine trying to catch the wind? But that's what it's like when we do all of these things without God at the center of them. This series is really about wisdom. You say wisdom, do you mean knowledge? Wisdom is not knowledge. As a matter of fact, Solomon says knowledge just stresses you out. How hard for us in an information technology world when all we have at our fingertips is knowledge. But no one knows how to take that knowledge and put together a good life. That's wisdom. Priority of knowledge is wisdom. Knowing what truly matters is wisdom. Always reaching but never grabbing a hold of is foolishness. So let me ask you a question and be honest today. What vibe are you chasing right now? What's that thing that you believe will finally make you happy? Young person, is it that college, that degree, that career? Chase it. Chase it with all of your heart. But listen to me. It will not satisfy you. It'll bring good things to your life. It'll provide you a place, a career, a work, a way to honor God with your hands and your mind and to do good things in our world, but it will never fill your heart. Is it success, a relationship, recognition, comfort, money? Maybe I should ask it this way. What vibe are you vibing now that has left you unsatisfied, that you thought this was it, and now you're so unhappy? You got it. You're there. But it's not doing what you thought it would do. I want to challenge you today. What if the frustration and the emptiness that you feel isn't because you're doing life wrong, but because you're expecting temporary things to give you eternal satisfaction? It's not that you're doing life wrong. It's that you're expecting temporary things to give you eternal satisfaction. God's not mad that you're chasing. He's just simply inviting you to stop running in circles and to start walking with Him. Maybe the thing you're chasing is good, but it was never meant to be the God of your life. So now what? Next steps. Our worship team's going to come and close us out. I'm going to ask Pastor Aaron, you got your team? I'm going to pass something out to you guys. I thought, let's just close out with this. I want you to do something today with this message in your life. One, on that piece of paper that he's going to pass out is a QR code. You can scan that. One of the things you can do is join our daily text devotional. Engage with this series. It's a good series. The devotionals are good. They're very short. You can read them in 1 minute, 2 minutes. It has a little prayer for you each day, and do that. But maybe on this, name the vibe in your life. I can think of 3 or 4 things in my life that if I'm not careful, I start to drift toward thinking this is going to make me happy. This is what's going to make me happy. And it's not that I shouldn't go and chase those things. You understand what I'm saying, right? It's not that they're bad. It's not that these are like, evil things that are going to wreck my life and take me under. That's not the case. They're very good things, and I'm after them. But if I'm not careful, I start to drift into this place of, this is going to satisfy my life. This is going to change things for me. This is going to make me happy. You guys going to pass those out? Okay, good. Thank you. You can do it now.
Okay. You said wait originally.
I'm sorry. Write these down. Write that down. What's your vibe in your life? The next one is this. Practice contentment. Can you practice contentment in your life? And then this. Shift your focus. Don't let the focus of your life be what's next. Let the focus of your life be what's lasting. What's lasting? Spend time this week and ask this question: where is God in the middle of what I'm pursuing? Is He Lord over this? If He can't be Lord, listen to me, if He can't be Lord over the thing that you're chasing the wrong thing. If you can't give this to Him, if you can't pray to Him about this and talk to Him about this, then it's something that you probably shouldn't have in your life. Give Him lordship over the things that you think you need in your life. Can you imagine being a people who aren't defined by trends or status or temporary highs, but instead being a people that are defined by their purpose and their peace in their life? When we stop chasing the wind, we start living grounded. We start living joyful and free because our identity and our satisfactions are no longer tied to worldly things, but they're tied to our relationship with our God in Jesus. Don't forget this. The vibe fades, but for real, God stays. Don't forget that. Wasn't meant to be funny. She thought that was funny, didn't she? Worship team's going to sing for us.
Never been more loved than I am right now. Wasn't holding you up, so there's nothing I can do to let you down. It doesn't take a trophy to make you proud. I've never been more loved than I am right now. Going through a storm, but I won't go down. I hear your voice carried in the rhythm of the wind to call me out. You would cross an ocean so I wouldn't drown. You've never been closer than you are right now. You are Jireh. You are enough. Jireh, you are enough, and I will be content in every circumstance. You are Jireh, and you are enough, forever enough, always enough. You are more than enough, forever enough, always enough. You are more than enough. I don't want to forget how I feel right now. On the mountain tops, I can see so clear what it's all about. So stay by my side when the sun goes down. Don't want to forget how I feel right now. You are Jireh, and you are enough. Oh, Jireh, you are enough, and I will be content in every circumstance. You are Jireh, and you are enough. Enough, always enough. You are more than enough, forever enough, always enough. You are always enough. I'm already chosen. I know who I I'm already loved. I'm already chosen. I know who I am. I know what you've spoken. I'm already loved more than I could imagine. And that is enough. That is enough. You are Jireh. You are enough. You are Jireh. You are enough. And I will be content in every circumstance. You are Jireh, and you are enough. Jireh, you are enough. Jireh, you are enough. And I will be content in every circumstance. You are Jireh, you are enough. And I will be content in every circumstance. You are Jireh, you are enough.
The ancients used that word, Jireh. Yahweh Jireh. He is God who supplies everything we need. Father, forgive us. We confess that there's a lot of shiny things in this world that you don't always want to keep us from, but you would like them to be put into a priority in our life to where you're Lord of all. Because all of those things will let us down. The only one that can carry the weight of our broken souls is you. May we find our contentment and our joy and happiness in knowing this, that for God so loved the world, for God so loved me, that he gave his only Son, that we might have life, an abundant life. May our hearts overflow with joy and gratitude this morning, knowing that there is a God who has created all things, who wants to know me, and me know him. And that you have provided us a way through the person of Jesus Christ. What else do we need? So may we pursue, Lord, the things in this life with care and wisdom, knowing that they are like chasing after the wind. But you're right here. Your body, Jesus, was physical, and we can embrace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. You all are dismissed. God bless you. Don't forget to sign up. We'll send a text out this week too. Get you signed up for those devotionals. Have a great day.